And I normally don't share too much of my personal life with my students, but my wife's going through a whole lot of stuff right now, possible cancer stuff. We don't know yet. She's doing a lot of tests and, biopsies, things like that. And so it's kind of a rough time right now. And so she's like, I don't know how the semester is going to pan out. I'm sure that she's going to need at least 2 or 3 surgeries, I'm thinking. So there may be some times where I may be out. I'm just letting y'all know ahead of time. I don't know where we're headed with it. So we spent the whole weekend in the emergency room, and then she got admitted, and they found a bunch of stuff. So it's been crazy. But if I would say check your email frequently, because if I'm ever going to cancel class last minute, I'm going to send an email. And so, hopefully you have a Canvas notification that would pop up, because I'd hate for you to show up and then I'm not here. All right? Okay. Now, what were they asking for part C? Okay. Into what equation? Find the marginal revenue at a production level of 400.
Into that function in the bottom.
Plug it in here?
Yes.
Yeah? No? Yeah? I'm seeing some yeahs and some no's.
Yeah.
What is this right here? That is our what function? Our revenue function. Part C is asking for you to find the what revenue? What does the word marginal mean to you now? Derivative. Right? You'll never look at that word again unless you think derivative. Right? So isn't I underlined the wrong one. Isn't this saying take the derivative of the revenue function? Yes? So you do not want to plug 400 into here. You want to take its derivative first. Okay? So for part C, great, we found the revenue function, but now what I want to do is I want to know at a production level of 400 steam irons, is my revenue going up or down? What's the instantaneous rate of change? So I want first to find the derivative. That's marginal revenue, R prime of x. And then you take the derivative of this. Yes? Yes, power rule. 2 comes out. And when you bring the 2 out, that becomes a negative 2 over 20, right? X. And then plus 50. Because the derivative of x is 1. And then this becomes negative 1/10 x plus 50. That's your marginal revenue. Now, we want the marginal revenue at what production level? 400. So now, this is where I think people get confused, and I understand the confusion. We want the marginal revenue at the production level of 400. This is not the question like before. Remember before we were saying, use the marginal revenue to approximate making the 51st bicycle or whatever it was. So we stepped back and went to 50. This is not asking that question. We are not using it to approximate anything. We want to know the exact production level at 400, so we will just plug 400 in.
So like for the other questions, like we were confusing the 41 and the 40 or whatever. Like this is like what we were thinking, like the production level at exactly.
At exactly, yes.
Yeah, okay.
The only time you have to take that step back is when you're using the marginal whatever to approximate the exact cost. Okay, so when you see that in the problem, in the word problem, it says approximate the exact cost, just remember to take the step back. Here you don't need to. So this is just going to be R prime of 400. I'm not saying my wife has cancer. I'm saying she's being tested for, she has things that look cancerous. I just don't want to say, oh, my teacher said his wife had cancer. We're at that stage we don't know yet, okay? All right, plug in 400, right? So what do you get? Negative 1/10 times 400 plus 50 is 10. You should get 10. $10. It's positive, right? It's positive? What does that mean? Our revenue, right? 10. Think about a slope of 10, right? This is a slope of 1. Isn't a diagonal slope 1? Slope 2 is steeper. 10 is pretty steep, right? What it's saying is, you know, at a production level of 400 steam irons, we've still got a lot of money coming in. It's coming in at an increasing rate, all right? What would the answer be for part D? Or what do we do for part D? Same exact thing, right? Except 650. And I think if you plug in 650, we might get a negative number. Right? And that negative means you're at a production level of 650 steam irons. Your instantaneous revenue is actually decreasing. Okay, so you're still making money, but not as fast. That's what that's saying. Okay, so I think that'll help you get through your homework, because you have for homework 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 word problems to do for homework. So do only the homework for chapter 10, section 7. That's it. Okay? Did anybody not get their test back? Because I'm taking attendance today on whoever didn't pick up their tests. So everyone got it? All right. Y'all have a good, It's Wednesday. Have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.